All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Math at Marvin's. Upon request through the comments, someone asked, "Can the dogs make an appearance in the next intro?" Yeah, here they are. This one right here, this is Remy. This is Lily. These are the ones you hear in the background growling and barking and playing with each other the entire time. Okay, you'll probably see them throughout today too as we do this activity. This one's getting squirmy. Better let them down. Okay, those are my puppies. They're the ones that are hanging out with me all these days. During this quarantine. All right, so today we are doing an activity for similar triangles. So first things first, we need to talk about how this activity is going to work. So the idea is, I asked you all to get a mirror and a measuring tool. I got a measuring tape. Okay, here's how we're going to use these. And one thing I'll tell you, got to be careful. Man, I'm not very smart. This is actually the fourth take of this because I kept using this side of this mirror because it's for makeup, so it's distorted, and I kept using it, and you're going to see what we're going to do with this. This will cause problems, and it did, so I had to keep restarting the video and trying to figure out why I was doing things wrong. When in reality, I didn't realize the back of this mirror is a regular mirror, which is what you want, a flat mirror, no distortion. Wow, I feel really dumb right now. I'm not kidding. I just realized that this second. Okay? All right, here's what we're going to do. And I made the mistake, so you don't have to. I'll let you know kind of where you can go wrong. Here's what we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves standing somewhere. We're going to put our mirror on the ground. And what you're going to do is you're going to look into that mirror, find the reflection of an object you want to measure. Okay? So let's say for this example, I'm going to use a tree. Let's say we measure a tree. That was a absolutely hideous tree. I apologize. Okay? And what you do is you look into that mirror until you can see the top of the object you're trying to measure. Okay? And what we know, or what you should hopefully you notice, is what you've just created is two triangles. Okay? Now, if we remember something from our last lesson, it's that, well, if I can show two angles have shared angle, if two triangles have two congruent angles, then that means they're similar triangles. That was our AA similarity. Well, if we know about mirrors, then we know any object I look at, the angle I look at it is the same reflection I'm getting back. Therefore, that means these are congruent angles. Also, if we talk about the height of something, way back when we talked about how tall something had to be. And so when you talked about height, we said the distance from a point to a line had to be a specific kind of line. It had to be perpendicular. So if we talk about the height from where I'm looking, okay, that has to be a perpendicular line, 90 degrees. Same thing with the tree. Yeah, if it might be off if I go from here to the base of the trunk, but that's not how we measure height. We pick where we want to measure, and we go straight down, leading to another 90 degrees, okay? So what we're really doing in each of these problems is creating two similar triangles. Now, we have to think, how could I find this height? Well, if triangles are similar, then their proportions are the same, okay? So if I think about my height, I'm about 6 foot. However, it's from my eyes, not from the top of my head. Okay, so I actually would need to measure that, and I lose about 3 inches, 3.5 inches on my forehead. So I'm about probably 5'9" to my eyes. Okay, 5'9". So I want to be very, very sure I'm using the same metric every time. So I'm going to just convert it to inches. So what I have here is 69 inches tall. Okay, and now I have two corresponding sides. One I don't know, so I have 69 and an X. But I do have two other sides that I can find. Probably not my line of sight. That's an even longer line to measure. But I can measure my feet to the mirror. Let's say that's 7 inches. And then I can measure the mirror to where I want to measure a straight up and down. So in this case, again, I'm just making these up 14 inches. The numbers might be way off. This tree might be really short or really tall. Okay? Now what we have is the ability to create proportions. I can say, okay, 69 over X is one of the proportions of my similar triangles. And 7 over 14 is another one. Because they are similar triangles, those two proportions have to be equal. Well, we did this a couple lessons ago where you have two equal proportions in one variable. We can, two options, cross multiply or do fish method. Okay, so in this case, 69 times 14 divided by 7. Let me get out my calculator. So we do 69, let's see here, 69 times 14 divided by 7. So we have that the tree is 138 inches tall. And if you wanted to, you could take it a step further and go, you know what, I want it in feet. So divided by 12, it's 11.5 feet. So I have 11 feet, 6 inches. Okay? And this will always work. So this is a really cool way people use to find the height of really tall objects just by using a little hand mirror. Okay? Now I'm going to show you how to set up your own problem, and I'll walk you through doing one, because your assignment for today is going to be to do this on 4 separate objects. And I don't care if you go outside, you can do objects in your house. I'm going to do one inside so I can stay connected to the internet so this video can continue to upload while I make it. And therefore, so my object will be nice too. The cool part about inside objects is I can actually test my height and I can see what kind of human error I had or how close I was. Because at the end of the day, there will be human error. That's why this is really useful on really large objects where your error is a lot less important. Like missing by an inch on a 100-foot tall building is not that bad. Missing by an inch on a 5-foot tall object is a much larger margin of error. Okay, so let's start here. I'm going to slide you guys over to the side so you can get a better. All right, so here we go. I'm going to measure, oh, wrong way, there we go. I'm going to measure this light fixture, okay? I'm going to measure this light fixture. So what I need to do is I need to get my mirror. I need to place it somewhere where I think I can get the reflection. So I'm going to go here. Now I'm just going to back up until I can see the object in the mirror, okay? So I go back, there it is. All right, now I want to stand up tall, line it up nice. Right there, I have the light fixture, I can see it in the mirror. It's right in the middle, so I know where to measure to. I'm going to measure to the middle of the mirror. Now, much easier job if you have 2 people, okay? Because then one of you can just measure and then measure the distance to the object. But for me, or for you guys maybe who are at home and you don't have anybody there to help you, all you gotta do is find an object to set your feet, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna use these shoes, and I'm looking, okay, got it. I'm gonna set them right where my feet are so that way I can do some measurements. So now that I know my object, or now that I have it set where my feet would be, where the mirror's at, where it reflects to, I can go ahead and set up my problem, okay? And I know you guys probably can't see the board from there, but I'm gonna write down my numbers and then I'll pull you back over so you can see the board and see my work. I always start with a picture. Okay, always start with a picture. In this case, I already know the one thing you shouldn't have to measure is your height. Measure to your eyes. Mine was 69 inches, 5'9". Okay, so now I want to go ahead and measure my objects. So I'm going to measure from my feet to the middle of the mirror. Looks like 35 inches. 35 inches. Now I have to try and find where this goes straight down. Okay, so if I'm right underneath it, my feet are about right there. So it looks like we're about right here. And that's going to be 54 inches. Okay? 54 inches. So now what I want to do, now I'll pull you guys back over so you can see as I work, because there's how I got my measurements, so hopefully you guys know what you're doing there now. As we come back over, okay, so there's the triangles I have set up, 2 similar triangles. Okay, so these angles are congruent, and these should be right angles, so they're congruent, therefore similar triangles. Now I set up my proportion. This proportion is always going to be the same, 69 over x or x over 69. Remember, proportions can be flipped. It just depends which one you put on top. I start with the small triangle on top, so I always put the small triangle on top. Okay? Then I set up my second proportion, which in this case, small triangle, 35, over big triangle, 54. Now what I do is I can fish method, which again will involve me using a calculator because I do not want to do mental math today. 69 times, whoop, 69 times, I keep messing up. 69 times 54 divided by 35 divided by 12. Oh, then I just erased it. 69 times 54 divided by 35. Okay, so I got, it's about 106 inches tall. Okay, I rounded down, that's okay. About 106 inches tall, and then I can divide that by 12 if I want to find the feet. And this is about 8 feet, 8.8 feet. Actually, correct rounding, it's about 8.9. Okay, it's about 8.9 feet. So now I can test it. And of course, remember, like I said, there's always going to be human error. There's also me trying to work while I'm videotaping, so I'm guessing I definitely had some human error because I was trying to move pretty fast. But I can measure this out, and I did measure it out actually before. I won't show you. You don't have to see me pull the tape measure. Okay, it's about 8 feet 4 inches. Okay, so I'm a little bit off. I'm a little bit overshot that one. Okay, but again, that comes down to my human error. Maybe I didn't have the mirror set right. Maybe I didn't measure to exactly the right spot, and 1 inch in either spot will make a pretty big difference. Okay, but pretty close, 8.9. Again, go do it with big objects. Go do it with things around your house that you can test. Do it with whatever you'd like. I just want to see you guys do this. Send me a picture. I'd really love to see. If you just want to email me your results, that's okay. I'd love to see your notebook paper with this work on it. I really would like to see how you set it up, how you worked through, make sure we're doing it correctly. But I need 4 objects, 4 different things around your house. I just did one for you, showed you how to set it up. Hopefully you know how. If not, email me. Let me know if you want to have a Zoom session, because we have yet to have a Zoom session. I really wouldn't mind talking to you guys face to face. You know, it gets kind of lonely sitting in the same house every day. So let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, have fun with this. Go try and measure some stuff. Practice similar triangles. Let me know what you think. As always, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're feeling it. And make sure to comment on videos. Okay, I love hearing from you guys. Again, Emily hit us with the, hey, can you put your dogs in the next video? Love that idea. Let me know if there's stuff you want to see, ways I can make this a little more fun for you. Okay, have a good day. Enjoy your quarantine.